Hello and welcome. In today's episode, I'm going to show you exactly how to play something just like this on a piano. Now, I've seen a few videos that teach how to play this song before, but everything that I've seen has either been in the wrong key, the wrong chord progression, or fingering, so I just wanted to make sure you know how to play it exactly how it's played on the record. Also, this video was a recommendation from a previous Coldplay video on how Coldplay writes music, so thank you, Ryan, for this suggestion. And if you need help finding out the fingering or chords to your favorite songs, feel free to leave a comment below. Alright, enough talking, let's get started. So just to give you a quick overview, I'm going to be going over all the chord progressions, the syncopation, and the melody used in the song, but before all that, I'm going to be going over the fingerings for all the chords used in the song. So if you are a piano expert and want to use your own fingerings for the chords in the song, feel free to skip ahead to this time. But just keep in mind that I created all these fingerings because I think they most accurately represent what is actually being played in the song. Alright, so the chords that we are going to be going over are G major, A major, B minor, and D major. So starting with G major, on the left hand we place our fifth finger on G, and that's G1, and our third finger on B, and our first finger on D. And in our right hand we place our first finger on G, G2, our second finger on B, and our fourth finger on D, like that. Next we have A major, and on the left hand we place our fourth finger on A, our second finger on C sharp, and our first finger on E. And then on our right hand we place our first finger on A, our third finger on C sharp, and our fifth finger on E. Then there's B minor, and on the left hand we place our third finger on B, our second finger on D, and our first finger on F sharp. And then on the right hand, our first finger on B, our third finger on D, and our fifth finger on F sharp. And finally, there's D major, and we're going to be playing this in second inversion, so our fifth finger is going to be on A, our second finger on D, and our first finger on F sharp. And then on the left hand, our first finger is on A, our third finger is on D, and our fifth finger is on F sharp. One quick note before we move on, I just wanted to mention that all the chords we just went over are closed chords. And what I mean by this is instead of having open chords that are really spaced out, we have them played closer together. Alright, and now the chord progression. So there's actually only one chord progression that's used in the entire song, with the exception of a small break. But we'll get to that break in a moment. Here's how to play the progression. So our chord progression goes like this. G, A, B minor, and then back to A. And that's it. So let me play that again a little slower so you can see all the fingerings again. And now I'm going to show you the syncopation. Next, all we're going to do is play every beat on the right hand while keeping our left hand steady and only playing the chord changes. Here's what I mean. So that is how to play the majority of the song. But remember, I said there was a small break section that uses a different chord progression. Well, here's how it goes. We have G, A, B minor, then we stay on that B minor, and then we go to G again. But this time we are playing it a little differently. As you can see on our left hand, we play an open chord and place our fifth finger on G, our second finger on D, and our first finger on G. And then in our right hand, we play a G chord that's in first inversion and place our first finger on B, our third finger on D, and and our 5th finger on G. So all together it looks like this. And then we bounce back and forth between D and A and play this. D, A, D, A. So I'm going to play the progression again, adding the syncopation. Now because there are more chords this time, it's a little different at the end, so just make sure you pay attention to that difference when you get to it. Once you get that progression and syncopation down, you can try playing the right hand, but every note this time, like before. Here's what it sounds like. Now there's just one last element to this section that's missing, and that's the main melody, and we'll be playing that in our right hand. I'm going to first show you what I mean and then break it down easily for you. Here's how it sounds. So there are really only 2 sections where we have passing tones, one of them being when we go from B minor to D, like this. So all we are doing is taking our 5th finger off F sharp, playing the E with our 4th finger, and then going back to the F sharp with our 5th. So just to see that again, it goes like this. And the other part is even easier at the very end, right after we play our final A chord. We simply release our 5th finger, and then place our 4th finger down on the D like that. So here's how it sounds. So just to play that all the way through, here's how the melody goes. And then when we play every beat, it sounds like this. And finally, let's add the left hand. And that, my friends, is how to play something just like this on a piano. Now, if this was helpful at all, I would encourage you to please subscribe as well as ring that bell. And also feel free to leave a comment if there's something I may have left out or something that you need extra help with. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.